gentlemen, please welcome Ellen DeGeneres. Good to see you. How are you? Yes. Oh.
How are you?
I'm not bad at all. How are you?
Good.
Oh, this is going to be so much fun because you are one of the. You're a stand-up comedian, I was told.
That's right. I do the stand-up.
But someone says you do a very kind of naturalistic with pauses and everything. Tell us about that, your style.
Well,
Ah, then she just did it! Ah! Oh, that's wonderful.
yeah.
If that's any indication of your act, it sounds wonderful. Let's talk about being... I've asked this to be stapled down. Now, this must be stapled down. I'm sorry. Let's talk about New Orleans.
Okay.
You were born in New Orleans.
Yes, I was born in New Orleans.
In New Orleans.
Yes.
And you spent your whole life there.
No.
You
No.
didn't.
No. I escaped when I was, like, 15. I went to Texas for a little while, and then I went back to New Orleans, and then I came out here.
Oh, that's a wonderful story. I'd love to get an email of that, and then I'd do some personal editing myself. But that was only if I wanted to read it again, because there was a middle section there that you must admit dragged. But you know what earmarks Ellen DeGeneres? Is this tremendous modesty. Because you're not a braggart. You're not. No one might say, what would she brag about? That's not the issue. If there was something to brag about, you wouldn't do it because because you are, there's a kindness and a gentleness to your style. And I think it's quite remarkable. Well, did you develop that, or does it come from the soul, Ellen DeGeneres? Where does it come from, girl?
Yeah, I just think that you can be funny without being mean, so that's just my style.
Oh, I love this. All right, drop it. You're a vegetarian.
No, I was.
I am dying to give up meat, but, I was given for Christmas 400 mutton patties by Ted Nugent, and they're in the freezer, and you don't not eat them.
Yeah.
Because suddenly Ted Nugent stops by, and you've offended him.
Well, there's an example of, I wouldn't keep that close to my vest. I don't like him.
You don't like Ted Nugent.
No.
Let's hear about this.
Yeah.
Finally, an ounce of provocativeness.
Oh,
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why don't you like him, girl?
I think that he does things just to piss people off and to try to get attention, and it's fine if he, he's teaching his kid, his little boy who's, I don't know, 5 years old, to start shooting squirrels, and he has pictures of, they're killing things, and it's horrible.
Excuse me. Ted happens to be a very close friend of mine.
Wow.
And the fact is, he doesn't teach his children to shoot squirrels, he teaches them to eat them alive.
Oh.
Sounds terrible. You get lost in the woods someday. You'll be glad to have Ted Nugent's son with you. I'm sorry. Listen, I love your work. I really do.
Thank you.
You had this one wrong.
Thank you.
I'm just a witness to history here.
An eyewitness to history,
Yeah.
Adrian.
Yeah.
Shh. All right. Please. In 1902, you're voted the funniest person in the universe. There's some stupid title.
Yeah, it was a contest called the funniest person in America, and I won. And it was a bad title to have because then people, you know, showed up thinking they were going to see the funniest person in America.
Of course, and this is what they got. What they oh, those poor things.
Yeah.
Those poor things. They must have been so disappointed.
They really were. Yeah.
They're expecting Billy Crystal or Robin to do that thing.
Yeah.
And they got you. Well, I would have been happy to get you because I think you're so much fun. You really are.
Thank you.
Everyone's entitled to have an off night. And I want to say thank you, Ellen DeGeneres. On behalf of America, I want to say... thank you for being everything that I've ever dreamt that you would be, and then just a little bit less. Ellen DeGeneres, ladies and gentlemen.
Steven Spielberg, when we return.